All right, welcome to the Ravit Show. Look who I have with me. It's second time, Mats Stellwall on the Ravit Show. Field CTO at Snowflake. So happy to host you back on the Ravit Show. We are here at Data Innovation Summit, and it's day two. I've had like so many great insights from so many leaders, but finally I get to you. We get time to catch up and discuss more about what's happening at Snowflake. But also, just for our audience, would you like to quickly introduce yourself? What are you working on, and also what do you think about Data Innovation Summit?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me again. It's such a
Yes.
pleasure. So, as said, I'm Mats Stellwall. I'm part of the Field CTO organization at Snowflake, and my focus is basically AI and ML for whole EMEA. And, this is I think it's the fifth or sixth time I'm at the Data Innovation Summit,
Fantastic.
and I think it's a great event. They asked me earlier today if I could summarize it with one word, and I use exciting, because I think
Wow.
it's very exciting to be here and talk with the customers and, well, listen to all this nice context they have.
Exactly, and to be honest, when this is my first time at Data Innovation
Ah.
Summit, and I think the Nordics community is so energetic. They have some different type of vibe that I see, which is fantastic. Also, I see a lot of enterprise leaders coming and talking, and obviously doing a lot in the Nordic space. So it is super interesting. Just for our audience, I know we've seen that yesterday, a big announcement going out from Snowflake about Arctic.
Yeah.
Would you like to share a little about that? How is it going to help the enterprises, and what's it all about?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for asking. So yesterday we announced Arctic as an open source LLM that we trained. We did this in 3 months. We did
Wow.
this almost to a seventh of the cost for Llama to train it. And one of the purposes of this is, of course, showing that you can do this rather easily without a high cost and get high accuracy LLM models.
Right.
But we also see this is going to benefit our enterprise customers to
Exactly.
be able to run this in Snowflake to a low cost, to high accuracy. And we also, I don't know if you noticed that before that, we also released a number of embedding models.
Right.
So because a big part of all these things is how can we make the data available and used together with the LLMs, where embeddings is a very important part. So we also released a number of these models. The nice thing, another nice thing with this is, of course, it's completely open sourced.
Right.
Meaning you as an enterprise can see what is the data we used, how did we use it, what is the parameter we
Very
used.
important.
So you can actually redo it yourself very easily. And we think that is an important part of this.
It's fantastic for sure, and that's one thing. I've been talking to a few enterprise leaders already who are using Snowflake, and they're like, we're pretty excited about it. We're
Yeah.
already seeing the benchmarks out there, and it's like pretty good.
It is.
Yes, so that's awesome. Thanks for sharing all the details. Also, just on the customer side, I know application sharing is one big important thing.
Yeah.
Would you like to share any thoughts? Why is it important, and how are your customers using it?
So the whole application thing, and I think we have always been advocating that you need to bring the logic to the data instead
True.
of the data to the logic. And one area where it has been particularly hard for us in the beginning was, of course, when you're building data-driven application, is, well, you have to bring the data to application. So by adding things like Streamlit and these type of things, we make it much easier to build these applications and have them host them in Snowflake. And now with the Snowpark container services, we can containerize that, which open up more easily for customers to run that within
Right.
their data, but also to share with other customers and partners. So a big thing for Snowflake for a long time is how you can monetize your data by using Snowflake as a mechanism. However, you don't always want to monetize share the data. You want to share the insights or the logic around the data and be able to create application that you then can share on the Snowflake marketplace opens up a lot of possibilities. And of course, a big part of this is the whole LLM. So what we're working with a number of partners is they're going to make their LLMs available on the Snowflake marketplace
Right.
as a data application. So I can go and grab that and run that in my account very quickly. So we see a whole lot of exciting opportunities with the whole application thing.
This is awesome, and thanks for sharing those
Yeah.
details, because it is something which is pretty interesting, and right now it's the need of
Absolutely.
That's something obviously all the customers are
Yeah,
looking at.
it is.
It becomes very easier, and also quickly, since we are on this topic, I would also love to know a little about what do you think about Iceberg and obviously the open table formats.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
It's a great question, and for many years, Snowflake, the options with Snowflake is you either store the data directly in Snowflake and you get all the benefits we have with the governance, security, you get the performance and so on. But we also see in a high number of customers that says, yeah, that is great. However, we want to store data in an open format that can be reused for different purposes.
Exactly.
We do like Snowflake, we don't want to push it in there. So we take a long look at the market and see what is there, and we find that Apache Iceberg is a great format. It's open, it is developed by multiple companies, it has all the nice features we want to have. So we decided that, okay, let's go for that. So we give our customers the possibility to either store the data in Snowflake directly or using the Iceberg format, but still getting the same benefits that we provide, security, governance, and all these type of things. And I don't know if you saw that at the latest earnings call, Frank Schlutman, before he resigned, he talked a little bit about, we see more and more that the storage might not be where we will end up with things. It's more about the compute and usage of the data.
Right.
So we do see that this is a way for giving customer more of a choice in how they want to store and access data, but still have all the enterprise features and these type of things.
Love it. No, I think that is definitely something which is very helpful for the community out there as well.
Yeah.
And for all the enterprise customers that you guys already have. Also, would want to love to learn about how do you see the GenAI, what's the future in the next 3-4 months, how do you see it shaping? First, I used to obviously always ask that, okay, what do you see it in next 1 or 2 years? But not anymore.
No.
Every month it's changing. Or sometimes it's like in weeks, so many things quickly change.
It is. I think it is very exciting in one way.
Exciting,
it's kind of a little bit frightening on the other hand, because you don't know what is on the other side of this.
True.
But I think what we see now is, one part of it is the race to beat the benchmarks, to train the best model, to be on top of everything in that sense. But I also see that it opens up a lot of new possibilities for us, how we can use and collaborate and work with our data. So I think what is going to happen the next months is, of course, there's going to be new models that is more performant and faster, but I also think we're now starting to see more and more good use cases that actually brings value to this. So when I started to talk about this maybe more seriously 6 months ago, a lot of this was around we know this GenAI, it seems to be something important, everybody's talking about it, but can you please tell us what to do with it? Sure. But today my discussions is more as like, we have looked into this, we have, make some enablements, and now we have a number of use cases we actually want to try out with it. So we have started to figure out how to use it. So I think we're going to see more and more now kind of a use case realization. I think from our Snowflake perspective, by adding these models in your Snowflake environment, we also help customers to start experimenting and testing their ideas much quicker. So I would perceive that we have a big uptake and a lot of things around that. But who knows? Maybe next week there's something new that comes in. I don't know. It's so exciting these days.
It's so exciting for sure, and those are great insights and very true. Things are getting exciting, but at the same time, there will be many more use cases that might come out of
Absolutely.
And I think everyone's just learning in this space, and obviously with the use cases, it becomes more mature. We're getting there.
I think so. I think. Now we're now we started to figure out where it makes sense to use it and what it can bring to us.
Yes.
And then I think now it's more of a getting in that. But of course we have the next generation of everything that comes that might open up new possibilities. So using LLM architectures for time series forecasting, doing fraud detection and these type of things. I think we just see the beginning of that, and I'm very curious to see what it's bringing us.
Same here.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Mats, one last question for our audience. I know you do share a lot of content on LinkedIn as well.
Yeah.
But if people want to reach out to you, if there's a new, I know there are a lot of resources on Snowflake website too. They can always check out. But if they want to reach out to you, which is the best place?
Oh, what a good question. I think LinkedIn is a great way to ping me, and at these type of events is a great way to meet me. I'm going to be at Gartner next time when I do a big event.
Gartner London?
Yes, Gartner London.
Fantastic.
I'm going to do a nice talk about how to use sensitive data with LLMs.
That's
So you
awesome.
should check out that if you're there.
sure.
I think that. But I think LinkedIn is a good way, Twitter is a good way, and I mean, yeah.
That's awesome. So if you guys are attending Gartner London next month, Mats will be there, but
Yep.
LinkedIn is a place where you can connect with him.
Absolutely.
Mats, thanks for doing this once again, and it is always a pleasure to have you on the Ravit Show. And
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure we'll catch up at Snowflake Summit
I
as
hope
well.
so. Yeah, fingers crossed. Thank you
Awesome.
for having
Thank
me.
you. Thank you, everyone.